Gamers, are we ready to check our privilege? Is Chikorita hate rooted in misogyny? Am I a misogynist? But I love women. I love women though. I can't be a misogynist. I can't be. Is Chikorita hate rooted in misogyny by Cecily? I think that's it. Cecily, bro, there's too many I's and L's. It's like Udalai all over again. But from what I've heard on the Good Authority Gamers. It's one of the good videos. Let's find out if our privilege needs checking. I mostly just kind of dislike it because the evos are kind of mid and terrible in the game it's thrusted into. Yeah, I would say, yeah, if we're gonna briefly after the donor.
Hope this isn't like that Splatoon vid in which they hope there won't be any male idols because they prefer lesbians in fanfiction or something.
I mean, if they like or dislike ratios anything to go by, this like if this was like one of those videos, it'd probably be more disliked. Does that make sense? Although it does have a sizable chunk, so at least according to the extension. Of course, the extension isn't entirely accurate. I do feel the need to mention that, but we'll see. We'll see. Listen, it could be. Listen, either way we work, guys. If it's an actual good video, we'll learn something. If it shits, we'll get to point and laugh. So either way, we're winning, guys. We're laughing. We're actually just laughing. We're laughing. It's a bit amazing. But yeah, to continue what Spongy was saying, I think Chikorita is just a victim of circumstance, guys. So I'm gonna get woke. Okay, Musty's gonna get woke today. But I think that's just one of those things that it's just kind of unfortunate because while I would say Chikorita is definitely a bit more feminine of a design, I wouldn't be shocked if like a woman designed Chikorita, if that makes sense, right? So it's one of those it's one of those things where there's a genuine reason not to like this Pokemon, but since it looks like the girlier of the three Pokemon, I can see people going, it's just the girly one, it's for babies, it's girly and baby and girly and baby. So it's kind of one of the, it's like, I would say it's probably under the same umbrella as playing Moresty in Overwatch, right? Having a character in a support game where support dealing damage is very important, and having one support character dedicated solely to supporting, design a name. I'm talking, Soul! There's a genuine reason not to like Moresty's kit, but obviously since it's women like Moresty, it's like, oh, misogyny, you know what I mean? Like it kind of gets, there's the real reasons versus the fake reasons tend to get like circumplanted, you know? That's what I was gonna say. Anyway,
ain't look got a Gen 9 all-star to final evo look girly to be onset.
To be honest, all of them look girly? What, even Skeledirge? You're laughing, lads. You're laughing if you think Skeledirge is girly. Skeledirge is for the men. But I love Quaquaval, okay? He's for the men. Quaquaval is the most manly. Look at it, Tech Gamers. If only the non-Pokemon. Tell me, listen, Quaquaval is the most girliest starter. No, not the girliest. He's the most manly starter of all, okay? Everyone needs to look more like Quaquaval. If more men look like Quaquaval, men would be in a much better place in society. That's all I'm saying.
Medic is cooler and hotter than Mercy.
Firstly, that's just real. I mean, if more men could take after this, I think men would be amazing. You know what I mean? Well-groomed, thin in appearance, knows how to dance. Are you telling me this is not a male role model? Like, look me in the eye and tell me this is not a male role model. You are the sexist if you disagree, okay? But thank you for the money though. But yeah, so like that's kind of odd. I think Saul and also Starlight said something interesting. Also, yeah, in a game with an audience of 10-year-old boys, it makes sense the girly style would be less popular. Yeah, I would say. I think I was going to touch upon that. Is that like, especially in, and I'm almost certain that because I'm almost certain in this paragraph because I skimmed it a tiny bit. I'm almost certain in this paragraph, ideally she'll talk about. I hope she does. But especially in like the 80s and 90s when tech was kind of booming, it was more so advertised to young boys and men, right? Which meant that despite this medium being for everyone, it was very clearly pushed towards young boys and men, which kind of made women feel even more like supplanted. Now, like in the modern day, we've kind of corrected that somewhat, with modern gaming. But yeah, in the 80s and 90s especially, it was definitely a boy like it was literally called the Game Boy, for fuck's sake. Do you know what I mean? Like it was not being the misogyny allegations if you're calling your console the Game Boy. I remember being a 6-year-old boy and telling my sister she can't play on my Game Boy because she's a girl. All right, before she told my mom and she snatched it off me anyway. You know what I mean? That's just like, do you know what I mean? Like you're not exactly being the allegations.
Also funny is that Serena has a rivalry Quackwa.
Really? I mean, she's just jealous. Okay, she's just a jealous ass. That's what she is. Jealous ass bitch, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's just, that's my overall thoughts so far. And we'll see what Cecily has to say. So by all means, when a woman talks, gamers, we stay silent, okay?
I love Chikorita. Like, I love
Really?
Chikorita. I have a tattoo of Chikorita.
Okay, you love Chikorita.
I have a full team of shiny Chikorita.
Okay, you definitely love Chikorita.
My secondary channel is called.
Okay, you love Chikorita. I get it.
Chikorita.
Good lord.
And when she was revealed as one of the starters in the upcoming Pokemon Legends EA, this was my reaction.
We are catching Pokemon. Chikorita! Chikorita! Todo tayo, Chikorita and Temping!
Was this the only person that was happy about the starters? Like, actually? Was this the only person ever? Everyone who I knew was like, fuck these starters, bro. Literally, at least you were happy. At least you were happy, Cecily, because most of us were like, man, this kind of ass. This starter choice kind of ass, I'll be real with you. Not necessarily just Chikorita, it was just a selection of starters were kind of like, no, you know, a bit, nah.
Let's go! Mega Chikorita! Mega Meganium!
So yeah, Pokemon Day was huge for me, and I'm extremely hyped for Pokemon Legends EA.
As am I.
I've been wanting to have a Pokemon adventure in a huge city, bustling with life, colorful
Don't tell Moist
characters,
Critical.
side quests, small stories, and Pokemon living with us since forever, really. And I went online to celebrate and talk to other Pokemon fans about the incredible
Big
trailers we
mistake.
just saw.
Big mistake. Big mistake talking to other Pokemon fans. I don't do it. I'm gonna be honest, I don't do it. And neither should you, Cecily.
No, lad, you know the rules.
And so do I.
They should have replaced Totodile with Poplio, pouting face emoji.
Nah, they should have replaced Chikorita. I said it, Cecily. I said it. You know, actually, no, I don't want to prove her right. Okay, I'm not a misogynist, guys. I promise.
And then I made the mistake of logging into the
Hey!
mental health website, and I was welcomed by...
Wait, hang on. Was that Connie's pants? Hang on.
And I was welcomed by...
DEI Starline. DEI Starline. That's pretty funny. That's a banger tweet right there.
Totodile, great. Tepig, amazing. But Chikorita, are you kidding me?
And I was just
It's all those men.
confused to see so much hate.
It's all those men.
Specifically at Chikorita. Like, yes, it's always like this. Some people will dislike some Pokemon, and you have your usual haters. People saying that everything after Gen 1 is trash. People thinking that Garbodor existing is an argument. But this was an unusually strong amount of hate. The type that isn't really usual for Pokemon. It
You think
reminded
so?
me of something that I couldn't quite...
Oh, she's gonna say the M word.
And people were
She's gonna say
joking
it.
about Chikorita only having
She's gonna
7
say it.
fans, but I can assure you, my streams here trying to get Bayleaf to Master Ball rank bring much more than 7 people.
No. Listen. Okay, 8. My bad. Sorry, it's 8. My bad. Sorry, Sissy. I'm so sorry. It was 8, guys. It's been updated. The census was updated for 2025. Chat. There's actually 8 Chikorita. An 8th Chikorita fan has been spotted. So I'll just letting you guys know. So when she says 7, she's correct. No, she's correct. She's correct in correcting that. It's actually 8 now.
Something weird was in the air. This wasn't usual Slender, this was harsher. Something was calling me for some research in old Nintendo interviews and a 30-minute long essay. And then I saw
Really?
this message, and it connected to...
There's misogyny everywhere for those with eyes to see. Well, I suppose you're not wrong, but there's probably racism for those with eyes to see as well. But I just prefer to be blind. I'll be real with you.
kind of says everything. This is certainly an interesting way of looking at it.
Mm-hmm.
Could the explanation for this unwarranted hate for one of my favorite Pokemon?
Damn, guess I'm misogynist because get that green bean out of here.
Hey! Check your privilege, Super. Check your privilege. Check your privilege. Young man, thank you for the 5.
Be rooted in something that the gaming community knows far too well? Could it just be hating things that are made for girls? Wait. Before you click out of the video, press the dislike button and leave a very impolite comment. I would just like to call your attention here to the title of this video.
Okay, what
Do you
about
see it?
Yeah.
It's a question mark. Am I saying that it's definitely surely rooted in misogyny? No, I'm not. Am I saying...
I mean, yeah, but I know you're not, but the title kind of infers that that's what the solution of this video is going to be. But I get what you mean, but like, again, when I see a YouTube title with like a question at the end, I'm assuming you're going to answer that question proving your premise at the end of it. Does that make sense? This is an awful take. You know what, Shabba? We haven't even... What? You're saying it's an awful take when we haven't even heard her out, dipshit. Fuck you, you misogynist. You pig. You sexist male. Sit down, okay? Let her fit. When women talk, we stay silent. Shut up. But yeah, it's a heavy implication here as well, I would say. I'm sorry about the loop in Pokemon. Damn, Chikorita just looks like one of the many little guy Pokemon to me. Well, yeah, it's just one of those things where it kind of... I don't know. Well, I mean, she could prove it to us if it is, in fact, rude and misogyny. Let's find out. I'm getting Why am I getting a call? I'm so sorry, gamers. I'm getting a call. Ozzy's calling me, which means it must be important because he knows I'm streaming. So give me a second.
That everyone who dislikes Chikorita hates women? No. Am I saying that you are legally obliged to like the same Pokemon as I do? No.
Yeah, just 1 second, chat. Do you want to say hello?
Yeah, cool. Yeah, cool.
Ozzy,
Yeah.
Ozzy, say hello, Ozzy, for interrupting my live stream. Was me live stream?
Hey, what's up, guys? How's it going, chat? Wait, what are you guys chatting about? Sorry, I was literally calling you, then I saw that you were streaming, and I just hung up because I was like, yeah.
Well,
yeah.
figuring, Ozzy, do you hate Chikorita by any chance?
What's it?
Do you hate Chikorita, the Pokemon, by any chance?
Chikorita.
Chikorita, yeah.
Oh, I always loved Chikorita.
You do?
It was when I first played Gen 2. Well, I never played the original Gold and Silver. I played the Heart Gold, Soul Silver.
Yeah, but Ozzy, it's like a womanly kind of feminine looking Pokemon. I don't know, man.
It is, but like, you know, it's cute, isn't it? Like, that's all. Like, you know,
you can't be liking that, mate. You got like your manly for alligators, isn't it?
For alligators, yeah.
You know what I mean? That's how it is, Ozzy. You can't be liking womanly Pokemon, Ozzy. Come on now, it's 2025.
Well, you can't be like a Turflesion anymore. You got cancelled.
Oh, he did. Listen, he beat he beat the allegation. He beat the allegations. It was a mistranslation. It was a mistranslation. It was a mistranslation. That's actually fake. That's proven fake news. That's proven fake news.
That's some fake stuff you see on Twitter, man. Like, he never beat the allegations, man.
Listen. I'm gonna check my privilege. Okay, I'll call you after the stream, innit?
Cool.
In a bit.
Cool.
My apologies. Yeah, me and Ozzy were just doing something important off stream, so I thought he was giving me an update. Are we banning another misogynist from our community? This is unbelievable behavior, chat. Unbelievable. When women talk, we stay silent, okay? Unbelievable. Also, John Banks, can you calm down there, please? I don't know who you are, but you need to calm down, all right? You need to calm down, all right? It's unbelievable. My chat is acting like very sus right now. I can't believe this. I actually can't believe this. Moresty cancel attempt was thought. Listen, Ozzy secretly, he secretly hates Chikorita. He secretly hates Chikorita, okay? He's just pretending to be woke for you guys, okay? Anyway, let's back up a bit, okay? Hang on. Sorry, my apologies, chat.
Am I saying that everyone who dislikes Chikorita hates women? No. Am I saying that you are legally obliged to like the same Pokemon as I do? No. And I swear, anything you are thinking about commenting, I will talk about in this video.
Okay, I'm ready to be heard out.
What I to try to do here and understand better is if this disproportionate hate, at least from some people, might have its roots somewhere else other than just personal taste. But the truth is, I don't know. You don't know. By the end of this video,
I think I do know, okay? Are you calling me dumb?
Both won't know for sure, dear stranger online. But it's an interesting question, right? It can definitely get us started on a path to learn more about the series.
This intro be long. We'll see what happens. Okay, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going.
About marketing and about, well, sexism. And
sexism?
Nice to ask questions, to be curious, to investigate stuff. This here is just an essay. A rehearsal of an idea. Okay, do you know what we will do, gamers? What we will do? We will just jump on ahead a tiny bit, okay? Just a tiny bit. 29. Not only that, many things have happened before that led to her creation in the first place. Context is key, and Chikorita has been receiving a lot of hate since, well, 1999 from the Pokemon community. A community that was much different then than it is now. I mean, I'm really hoping you acknowledge like why people actually don't. There's actually, because that's the issue. That's the issue with this conversation, though. So I'm really hoping she addresses it. Honestly, that's the issue with this conversation. It's very similar to the Moresty conversation. There is a genuine reason not to like Chikorita, but people who just don't like it because it's a more feminine design will use misogyny to kind of like to turn the conversation to something it's not. Does that make sense? Same with Moresty as well, so I'm hoping you acknowledge that at some point. But either way, let's continue. That had some practices and some jokes and even a demographic that is completely unimaginable when you look at it today. What I'm trying to say is that to understand Chikorita hate, I think we need to look first at weird Nintendo commercials from the 90s. I miss how weird ads were, chat. Can I be real with you? I miss how weird ads were. I feel like ads aren't weird anymore.
Like, they're just too normal. Or if they are weird, they're trying to like deliberately be a meme to like gain popularity and like, you know, have people meme on it. You know what I mean? I'm just like, man. I remember like one of these days we need to go through like a stream of like looking through old gaming. I need to like Vinny. Like Vinny used to do this as well. I remember him doing this back in the day. Like just looking through weird gaming ads. I want to do that, man.
The Nintendo and Sega neck-to-neck competition.
He still does that? My God, my fella.
In the years leading up to Pokemon's creation, in order to compete against a blue hedgehog that's gotta go fast, Nintendo needed to up their game. They pivoted from their family-oriented marketing to some more aggressive strategies by launching the Play It Loud campaign. Red, cool, skateboard, Charlie
Yeah!
Brown Jr. This
Exactly
campaign was
to
aimed at
appeal to
Nintendo's
me.
core audience, which was young boys, and this
Yes.
led up to
Me,
their
it was me at the
Stranger
time.
Line. Well, maybe it's better if I just show you some ads.
Gone. Was thou get the girl? Oh, play like one, yeah! Oh. Okay, all right. Listen, maybe I'm starting. Okay, maybe she has a point, chat. Maybe she has a point. It's a little crazy. That's a little crazy. Man. Oh, I mean, this ad's a classic. What was wrong with this ad? I don't remember this one being bad.
Wrong in the happy-go-lucky world of Nintendo.
But why boys? Like, why
Oh, okay.
are video games targeted at boys specifically? Does that make any sense? Well, here's the deal. According to a nice video I watched by Adam Conover, at the beginning of the 80s with the great video game crash and everything, Nintendo decided that they would stop selling in the technology section of your local Costco and start selling in the
Shout out to the Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island ad.
Link in the Discord. We might watch it later.
toys department instead. It does actually make a lot of sense, Nintendo being originally a toy company, and well, toys are probably the most aggressively gendered section of any store on the planet. Instead of marketing to families, they had to pick one gender out of only two, which is too few, I think. And since it's easier to sell boy stuff to girls rather than selling girl stuff to boys, they chose the blue lane. 20 years later, in the early 2000s, marketing and culture had completely changed.
What the hell? What's happening here?
And solidified the pure nugget of truth that gaming is for boys. I have girlfriends that only got into video games in their 20s
Craziness.
because their parents would never buy them a console as a kid. It wasn't for them.
Freak
It was a boy
tender.
thing, like cars, sports, and having a crush on Wolf Glick. Gaming had become a majorly masculine environment, both offline and in the ever-growing online communities that
I feel like playing video games now, guys.
and I'm not sure if you, dear Stranger Line, were around back then, but
I
let me
was,
tell you
okay. I'm old.
something.
I'm an old man.
In the 2000s, anything that was made for girls was mocked relentlessly, specifically 13-year-old girls. The Twilight books were constantly made fun of all the time. Anywhere.
Okay, but that's Twilight though. Let's be real here, lad. That was Twilight. Come on. Come on. Come on. I think that's I get what she means, but like, I don't know if you want to use Twilight as your example here. You know what I mean? Like from, it was literally just fucking. This old raunchy ass woman just wrote smut. You know what I mean? That's what this was. You know, that's what like this was hardly like the example of what you want to use. You know what I mean? Of something that was like widely mocked by the general public for being aimed at women. I'm sure there's examples. I'm sure people can use. Oh, I think even Taylor Swift is a good example. I've seen people like fire strays at Tay Tay for like what reason? She's a woman. She's a successful woman. So yeah, I don't doubt it happens, but I don't think you want to use as an example. I'll be real. I'll be real. So I made a summary of Twilight with the gender swap. No, trust me. Yeah, that's what I did as well. That's literally what I did. Oh, Justin Bieber's another example. Yeah, literally. I think all of us made fun of Justin Bieber. BTS is another good example. You could go so many examples of things that are marketed to women that like men just make fun of, or just like the Gen Pop, but mostly men make fun of, you know? MLP, that's another good example too. You know? So I'm just like, anyway, bad example, but we'll keep hearing her out.
Where you looked at in 2010, YouTubers made entire careers out of it. and K-pop and tween Justin Bieber.
Oh, she does
started
use Justin Bieber. Oh, that's
getting
nice.
respect
Okay, that's
after
good.
Directing his sound to a male audience. They were constantly harassed in blogs and comedy shows and Twitter. In the meanwhile, movies that were instead aimed at 13-year-old boys, like Transformers, had some jokes about too many explosions here and there, but never saw a glimpse of the hate that things like Twilight had. Whether it's young adult novels, super hulock, or fanfiction, anything that was made with young girls in mind would suffer backlash or mockery in online and specifically gaming spaces. Even though teenage girls are always literally in the vanguard that dictates where the future of pop culture is headed to, they will always be bullied just for liking stuff. That's also
Listen, and we will keep doing it, won't we, men? Won't we, men? We will keep doing it. We will keep doing it, okay? You are cringe, women.
Nah, Twilight works here.
Does it?
Men's cringe smut didn't catch nearly as many strays in this era, and people who hadn't seen them still acted sexist AF.
Was this? Can you like draw a comparison to something that was as high a scale as Twilight though? Has there ever been like male like smuts in the same vein as Twilight? Maybe not. I'm not saying like exactly the same, but like of that kind of ilk that was as popular as Twilight was, but didn't catch nearly as much stuff. Is there an example that you can give us? I'm genuinely curious because like for me, Twilight like kind of. Again, Justin Bieber's a perfect example. Like, Pose another good example. I feel that was a good example, but I just think Twilight didn't quite work. I can't think of an example where the reverse didn't get any sort of shit. You know what I mean? Isn't that just smart? Yeah, no, it's just porn. Yeah, it's literally just porn, and that gets mocked it up. Like, don't we call like people gooners like to make fun of them? You know what I mean? Like, so again, I don't think it's a good example. But since you gave me $5, it is a good example, bro. You're right. You're so right.
Also when memes like the "there are no girls on the internet" showed up, trying to enforce that women could never be actually welcomed in nerdy online spaces. If they tried to join, they would be victim of abuse and misogyny, as is the case with the "make me a sandwich" meme that was quite popular in the 2000s. And still today, mainstream...
Listen, I never laughed at that joke, guys. Hey! Ostrich buddy, listen. You are a sick man. You are a sick man for laughing at a sandwich joke, okay?
Spaces continue to be quite aggressive towards women, as any woman who has ever been in a gaming voice chat can tell you.
This is honestly, guys. I know. Listen, I know I have a lot of men in my audience. Okay, I'm laughing at the previous comment. You're a sick man, Austria. Bad. And listen, Spongy is an ally. Spongy is. You see it. You saw it in real time, guys. You saw it in real time. Spongy shut down a sexist in my community. Good job. Good job, mods. Good job, mods. They do it for free, but they do it for the love of women, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Beautiful stuff. What I will say, though, is when it comes to this stuff, I know I've got a lot of men in my audience, right? And when women talk, sometimes men don't. No, like, this, if I'm putting off the airs for a second, this is so real, chat. I'm gonna be so honest with you. This is real. Believe me when I tell you, from the years of playing Overwatch with my fiance, like, we will both play terrible at the game. She'll be the one to get hate messages. She'll be the one where someone turns on the mic and starts yelling at her. I could be playing support. She could be playing DPS. Believe me.
Oh yeah, I think
it happens so way more. Way more.
It come with Edward.
Huh?
It come with Edward. It come with Edward.
I suffered through watching Twilight 1 and 2 in theaters to impress girls, so I feel qualified.
Wait, did you actually? Did you do the classic man thing, Battenberg, of like you're like into like you're trying to like get something, trying to rizz up a girl, and she's like, I've been kind of into Twilight. You're like, yeah, I am too. No, I am. Oh yeah. I've always yeah. Oh really? I was gonna watch the films. You want to watch it with me? Could totally make it a date. And you're like, yeah, no, I swear, I love it too. It was one of those. Was it one of those, Battenberg? For shame. You lied. Teenage ban was put. You're a teenager. I'll let it slide. Boys will be boys. Yeah, just to finish up this point. Yeah, no, this is actually true. We'll have games where I play support. My fiance plays tank or damage. She'll still get the lion's share of stuff. It genuinely does not matter. Like I told her to like turn off like her messages because it was getting like annoying. You know. Like, you say, like, that's just how COD lobbies are. Like, I get it. No, it is how COD lobbies are. But I'll say the difference is, when my fiance plays bad, girls are bad at video games. When I play bad, I'm bad at video games. Does that make sense? So like this is just true. I'm not even gonna put two ways about it. This is just real, honestly. 'Cause even from secondhand experience, even when I play on my fiance's account, like if I'm trying to like level her up, I like finish her battle pass for her. There's like 1 day left and she's working, so I go on her account. I get messages. I'm just like, I don't get shit on my Moresty account. It's unreal. I'm in a game, I'll to this day get too much flack. No, it's true. It actually is true. I would say don't, if you see this stuff, don't let anyone downplay it to you. Don't ever let down, but oh, it's just a COD lobby. That's just how it is. Trust me, they get it way worse. I promise you. That is a promise from me to you.
That can tell you. Alongside the misogynistic fiasco that was Gamergate and the woke games list that basically call any game with a female protagonist.
Okay, I mean, that's just... Hang on, can I say that again?
And the woke game.
The woke rec. Oh, can we go? Hang on, can we go on there? Oh, I remember reading it. I remember reading it while me and my fiance read this off stream, and I was just like having fun, and we just ended up laughing. We just ended up laughing so hard, like the most unbelievable. Should we have a quick look? What's on the list? Good lord, what's on the list? What games are woke? Contains no woke content. Hang on, what else is there? Metal Slug contains subtly pro DEI message. Female player character. Remember, guys, just being able to play as a woman equals, that's unreal. That you can't take these guys seriously, guys. Just remember, do not take these people seriously. These people are fucking absolutely brain dead. Just remember, playing as a woman, it's considered woke. It's unbelievable. This has to be satire, bruv. If it is amazing, honestly. What other games are there on here? Is anything I recognize? Batman Arcanine contains subtly pro-LGBTQ messaging. A voicemail from Kate Kane reveals she's getting married to a female fiance. A member of the militia mentions his other half as a male civil rights lawyer. I don't get... No, but like, I don't get this. Surely this is like the inclusion that you'd want, right? Because if you ask me, like, oh, Moresty, like, don't you think representation is important in video games? I would say, yeah, but like, I don't want your whole game to be like, gay, gay, gay. Like, this is the kind of representation I think is fantastic, because it normalizes it without like portraying it in any sort of like over the top, like grandiose, like virtue signally way. It's literally just, oh, like my fiance is like, my fiance is coming in from town. She's like, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, so guys, she's a lesbian. You know what I mean? That's like Borderlands 2. Like, it's probably the game I could come up with the top of my head that does that all the time. Like, Hammerlock just casually refers to the fact that he has a husband. And I'm like, if you're going to, surely that's the best way to do it. You're going to complain about it? That's crazy to me. That's actually unreal. I want my games to be gay, gay, gay. Fair. Listen, different strokes, eh?
Games list that basically call any game with a female protagonist woke. I think we can all agree, being a girl and liking video games is hard. But let me get back to the 2000s. Gaming was heavily marketed at boys. It was an overwhelmingly male-dominated space. And this was the case even with Nintendo games in the USA in very, very weird ways. As fellow content creator Randy Moon goes over in their video.
Yeah, exactly. This is my stance, basically. Like, you can do as much gay as you want, just like don't make it like the focal point in a game where it's obviously not supposed to be the focal point. That's just, I think that's just the normal take. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do the general chicken.
That's just all of us, really.
It come with egg what? It come with egg what?
Huh?
It come with egg what? It come with egg what?
There was an anti-woke community who awarded some racing game that had no woke content, but the creator of that game was something, so they added a trans flag in a later update to piss them off.
Okay, that's based. I'll be real with you. That's kind of based. I'll be real. I would do the same thing. I'd actually do the same thing just to piss him off. And so, thank you for the 20 months, brother. A brain dead game would be like, oh, the main character's a girl. Yeah, literally. Like, what? Is Pokemon Crystal woke then? I don't know, man. I don't know.
Why were video game ads so weird?
Therefore, they decided to go with the by then well-proven method of advertising the handheld to a primarily male, college-aged audience. And this is evident in just how sexual a lot of the ads were. Exhibit A.
Touch me.
Wow. Very suggestive and hot. I would have loved to be a fly on the wall in the meeting where they came up with that one.
Yeah, guys, would you could touch me down there if you Bruv, that's not free. Bruv, what male-dominated workplaces do to a fucking ad campaign, huh? Jesus Christ, man! Listen. I am a man who can appreciate the fine form of the feminine wilds, right? I can't see much. This is too much. Okay, this is too much. All right, I could see Rosalina and go hubba hubba, but this is where I draw the line. You know what I mean? This is where I draw the line. Bloody hell, man. Listen, I'm partial to like an all mamacita every now and again. Do you know what I mean? Listen, you know, men will be men. But that's just too much. Okay, that's just too much.
Wow. Very suggestive and hot. I would have
Yeah, at least do it for both genders, exactly. You know what I mean? At least do it for both.
to be a fly on the wall in the meeting where they came up with that one.
But do you know what will happen when something that was initially marketed at boys turned out to have some aspects that were a little bit more
very suggestive and hot.
Exactly what happened to Jennifer's Body in 2007. A horror movie written by the incredible Diablo Cody that was marketed as a wow, Megan Fox is so hot movie. But it was actually a feminist tale of body ownership and female friendship aimed at young women. It was review bombed, universally hated, and almost ended Diablo Cody's career. This is a video about Chikorita, I know, but this was me setting the stage, dear
No, I get it, You're setting the
painting
stage. I think this is good.
Of the cultural background around gaming and around Pokemon in the United States at the turn of the millennium. I'm trying to say that, mostly in the early 2000s, having something made for girls in the middle of your boy product would result in hate, bullying, shames, jokes, you name it. It happened to Koha and it happened to Ellie. And yes, Pokemon was marketed mainly at boys back then. If you look at
Definitely
early
was.
Pokemon commercials, only
It was called a
boys
Game Boy for a
referred to
reason,
them.
you know?
But the Nintendo of America marketing team is not Game Freak. Oh no, back in Japan, the Pokemon Company had other ideas of where this series was heading to.
I'm
And
gonna be
before
honest,
JT
I'm just kind of so sad that I never actually used a link cable as a kid. Because like I could never, like, asking my mum to buy like a fucking link cable was like, you know what I mean? Like, bruv, that's insane. It's like asking your mum right now to like buy you V-Bucks, you know what I mean? It's like, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, you know? I like Korra, but people don't like Korra for other reasons. Yeah, it's the same with what's it like Abby and Korra, unironically like perfect examples, right? In that, are there genuine reasons to dislike them? Yeah, but what ends up happening is that it kind of gets like it's just, again, the Mercy problem, the fucking Chikorita. It's all the same. Where like the genuine problems can be discussed, but like in any sort of discussion, there's a non-zero chance that the misogynist will come out and just like bang their drum. That's the issue, you know? It happens. So I think those are actually very apt examples. Thanks so much, Moresty.
Review bombing always reveals who has it worse.
Honestly, true. Honestly, only the female. Every film with a woman is the only ones that have been review bombed. I hate it, honestly.
came out, this was something that showed mainly in the anime. I have said this in some videos before, but I cannot stress enough how important the gender neutrality of the Pokemon anime was in the 90s. In a context where most animes would show buff guys with spiky hair fighting or sword-wielding knights saving the princess, Pokemon was really ahead of its time by showing girls, feminine girls or tomboys with desires, aspirations of their own, girls who despite
Pokemon was woke all along?
were
Really?
incredibly skilled trainers and fully
I didn't know Pokemon was so woke.
Oh, Mercy, since I don't about that may explain about since I'm not aware of that.
Well, yeah, because like the same problem with Chikorita is the same. I think I explained it earlier in the stream. Yeah, like the same problem with Mercy is the same problem with Chikorita. But yeah, thank you for the money, appreciate it.
fledged characters. I would argue, even more importantly than that, femininity was never mocked
Yeah, mostly from
in the
Overwatch.
Pokemon anime. It was okay to have feminine-coded interests. It was celebrated even. Femininity was embraced, openly discussed by Misty, Erika, Jessie, and Brock and James. And I mean, it's the 90s, some things would be off, sure, but it was miles ahead of almost everything for kids on TV back then. And this was incredibly important to many girls growing up back then, and they made sure to comment about it in a bunch of my videos before. The first Pokemon games were stitched together with duct tape and a dream, but for the sequel you can really feel that Game Freak wanted to expand.
I mean, I do think that Pokemon, Pokemon, relatively speaking, seems to have done, well to appeal to everyone. But let's not forget, gamers, this is still the same game series that had the fucking pervy old man. Never forget, gamers, never forget this fucking guy. So if you guys don't know, outside of Erica's gym only has women in there. So obviously there's this pervy old man going, hey, this gym's great. It's full of women. It's full of women. Hey, listen, I love me some women. Yeah, let me perv outside the gym. So even Pokemon wasn't immune to this. They did fix it though. They did actually fix it in the remake. Hey, listen, put this one on the wokeometer. Look at this shit. Even they fixed it. They're like, oh, it's fucking pixels. Holy pixels, Batman. How many pixels do you want? Is there a big one? Oh, yeah. This gym's great. It's full of strong trainers. See, now he likes them for their brains. You know what I mean? Good job, old man. I still don't know why you're peering inside there. It's a bit weird, but He became woke. I love him.
And that expansion would include everyone. Chikorita debuted in the same generation that girls could play as themselves on screen, and I cannot stress how important the addition of Chris was that early into the series. The protagonist in Pokemon is almost always a self-insert, and having girls being able to play with someone closer to themselves was really important for the game staying as popular as it did. But not only Chris, creature design in Pokemon was also starting to head in new directions. Lead designer Ken Sugimori has said before in interviews that his approach for creating Pokemon was always closer to kaiju rather than kawaii. This interview here was given shortly after the Gold and Silver releases. With Pokemon, it was more that I wanted to create kaiju who could fight on your side as an ally, in a more cartoonish, exaggerated style. As I drew more and more of them, I started to figure out how to give them more interesting expressions, or to make them
Oh, hang on.
dopey or disgusting. I wasn't
there's
the
more.
only person creating Pokemon. There were 5 or 6 other designers working
Yeah, I
on
was just about to say, weren't there like more designers other than him that made the Pokemon? So I don't think it was just him, which is...
them too. As you can imagine, each designer had a certain style or type of Pokemon that was their specialty. One of them was great at making cute Pokemon, another one was all about the weird Pokemon, and so forth. If you allow me to read a little bit between the lines here, when he talks about a designer that has cuteness as their specialty, Atsuko Nishida comes to mind. When Sugimori saw he had...
Oh, what does she design? She designed... Oh, she made Pikachu? It wasn't even Ken Sugimori? Shit, bro. I didn't even know that. Damn. The most mascotized Pokemon of all time, and it was designed by a woman, huh? We love women, chat. She did make Vaporeon, though, so maybe, you know, does that balance itself out? I think that balances itself out, right? Dratini and Dragonite, but not Dragonite. I think that explains why Dragonite is so weird, right? Because obviously, Dragonite looks nothing like Dratini and Dragonair. So I think that explains that pretty well, actually. Oh, my chat's dead again. Gamers, you're frozen. Gamers, you're dead. Oh, it's Jova. It's Jova. I can't even read. Hang on. I have to see it on the script. Fuck. Charizard's my goat. Maybe women ain't that bad. I know, right? We love women now. Oh my god. They designed your favorite Pokemon. It's surely a top 2 gender of all time, right? Good lord. Good lord, what's happening in here? Tab machine broke? I'll keep playing it, but my chat's broken.
He had difficulties in creating cute Pokemon. He called Nishida to help, and she ended up creating the most iconic Gen 1 designs, such as Pikachu, the full starter trio, and Charizard.
God, I'm just... God, I hate to keep pausing. I'm pausing. I'm tangenting really, really hard, but like... God, I just love the old Ken Sugimori art. They as much as I'm not one of those, oh, old Pokemon looks so much better, yeah. But like... I mean, it's nostalgia, that's what it is. It's just the big N word, isn't it? It's just nostalgia. I see these designs and I just become like... I just get that feeling of goosebumps, you know what I mean? I'm like, fuck, man. I just love this. I don't know what you'd call this style. A watercolor style? I love it, man. It fucking takes... Whenever people, like, redraw, like, modern Pokemon in, like, this style, like, I actually adore it. Like, it actually makes me... It makes me feel good. It gives me, like... It makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside. It really, really does.
And of course, if you want to have girls playing, you have to make at least one of the starters one that they might identify more with.
You have to make one of them woke, huh?
There were Clefairies and Chanseys before, but with Chikorita, it's a bit different. She's being offered to you. You can't avoid her. And to choose a starter Pokemon is to actively reject the other two, and that makes it a more special encounter than if you randomly ran into it in a cave. There's a tiny emotional bond, a small moment that you may have considered bringing Chikorita alongside you.
I'm sorry, I love women now.
I'm glad you repented, okay? I'm gonna donate those two pounds to the Church of Women, okay? Thank you so much, Sheba. Oh no, Team Zombie, my bad.
Like 2 hours to spare. How's this video going?
We're checking our privilege, brother. And while the video so far is about what I expected, I haven't really learned anything new yet. I'm hoping to learn something new. It's a solid video, but it hasn't really given me much to chew on, if that makes sense. So I'm hoping the latter bit of this video, after all the setup, can like really give us something to think about, you know? Because it's already stuff that personally, I don't know if anyone in the chat has learned something, but this is all stuff I personally already knew, because I am very woke. I love women, okay? When women talk, I stay silent. So, interesting video, though. I don't think it's a bad video, but I want to learn something new, you know?
And how dare they imply that I would ever consider choosing this girl?
I learned about that Ocarina of Time. Yeah, okay, we did learn about that, which is pretty good.
pair. And if you, as a boy, did consider Chikorita, liked Chikorita, or chose Chikorita, you would also be mocked and judged and suffer the same backlash that Twilight did. In this male-dominated environment, a boy was never allowed to validate that something marketed for girls could actually be good.
Yeah, but again, I get this. Again, I'm really hoping she mentions it. Because I'm just like, yeah, but Chikorita fucking sucked in Gen 2. That's the issue. That's the reason I didn't like it for the longest time. Who told me, did you not like it because it was girly? No! Grass Pokemon fucking sucked ass in Johto, bro! Like, once 7 out of the 8 gyms, like, a bad matchup for grass types, you could put any grass type where Chikorita was. I wouldn't have liked it. You could put Trico in Gen 2 and I wouldn't have liked him, even though his design is sick as hell. It was a victim of, like, the Gen. I'm really hoping she mentioned this, otherwise I'm gonna cry, gamers. I'm gonna cry. Well, people were mocked for picking Chikorita. Maybe my elementary school was too broke. Well, no, it's one of those things that could happen. Does that make sense? Like, in the same way that, like also, it's just one of those things that kind of gets, because it's kind of girly, gets branded as girly things. So it's a thing that you could probably be made fun of, you know? It's just one of those things. I could see, well, I'm saying I could see it happen. I don't think it happened to me when I was a kid neither. I could definitely see it happening, you know?
For a boy,
so it makes sense in a way.
Everything that was more female-oriented was forbidden and out of reach. So you had to double down. You had to prove you would never, ever choose it. Because Chikorita sucks. It's the worst starter of all time. And in the comment section below, there will be a lot of people writing that what I'm trying to imply is silly. That
no, I think your implication's correct. It's just, I hope you can honest the other side.
For HG and I won against Whitney.
Oh, well, boo. Oh, of course you did. Oh, carrying water for women, huh? Crazy. Great. Listen. Whitney doesn't count, okay? Whitney doesn't count. It's different.
Do the general chicken with rice, and let me get an egg roll with it. It come with egg what? It come with egg what?
Huh?
It come with egg what? It come with egg what?
This stream made me love women, so instead
I'm glad.
of spending this money on my girlfriend, I'm giving it to you, Musty. Spend it well.
Listen, I'm probably gonna spend that on another Minecraft McFlyer. Thank you so much, Super.
Never be a victim of misogyny because in the games they have 80% chance of being male, like LOL. And to that I say, well, gender is not really about an arbitrary symbol they put next to your name. Gender is about how you are perceived by others. Not only, but also. The Pokemon anime has also depicted Ash's Chikorita with a very feminine-coded personality, very attached and emotional, which also builds the public image of the Pokemon. And if that's not good enough of an explanation for you, well, I can tell you that in international dubs, every single starter has a masculine article before their name. El Bulbasaur, Cyndaquil. Chikorita was the first starter ever, and maybe the last one, to have a feminine article used before their name.
Again, yeah, I can get it.
Chikorita.
La Chikorita.
But how do I explain the fact that
Fancy.
a lot of feminine-looking Pokemon are actually fan favorites, such as Gardevoir and Lopunny, but I'm not.
I mean, they're fan favorites, all right. They're fan favorites, all right. Anyway,
I'm not really talking about feminine Pokemon. I'm talking about Pokemon that are designed for girls to identify with, and there's a difference there, right? You get it.
no,
You
I
see
get
that
it.
There are different reasons why someone, specifically a teenage boy, might like the femininity in Gardevoir, but be repulsed by the femininity in Chikorita.
Yeah, that's because it fucking sucked in Gen. Guys, I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm not gonna lie. Again, I don't get me wrong, I think it's a very well-made video and talks about things that like you might otherwise not have known about women, and it definitely gave me a vector to talk about some of the issues that I've noticed that women have to suffer for as well. But like, if we're gonna, I don't think you can have a conversation about Chikorita without like the level 2 conversation, which is while there are valid reasons to not like it, it kind of gets superseded by the misogyny conversation. Same with Mercy in Overwatch. Same with Abby in The Last of Us. Same with like fucking Korra in The Legend of Korra. You know, the fact that there's valid reasons to not like them is superseded. Are we gonna get into that? Like, do you know what I mean? Come on.
You understand that we're talking about different kinds of gazes, right? I know you have more things you want to say. I see you typing in the comments.
I'm not typing! I'm not. I'm drinking my water! No, you're so real for this. I agree! No, it's true. No. Hang on. Okay, now. Okay, we're getting it, chat. Here we go. Poke up. We're getting it. It's talking right now.
In the comment section, you are going to say that I'm reading too much into it. That the reason why more people dislike Chikorita than usual is because of bad stats and mediocre performance against Johto trainers.
Yes!
Yes, let's get into that.
Okay,
I will be going by the article written by
here we go.
Treinador, fellow Brazilian creator, where they list some of these reasons. So yes, Chikorita's typing in Johto is unfortunate.
Unfortunate, it is abysmal. That is a one hell of an understatement. I'll be real with you. Literally, of the, let's go what? Of the, how many, 8 gyms and like 4 Elite Four members and a champion, right? Of the 13 bosses in the game, isn't it shit against like fucking 12 of them? You know what I mean?
Hey, sorry for being annoying. I was getting carried away.
No, it's fine.
Like a
Listen, listen.
The watch party game.
Thank you so much, man. I timed you out as a joke. Don't worry, it happens all the time here. Happens all the time. You'll get used to it. But thank you so much. But like, isn't it literally just like shit against like 12 out of the 13 matchups? Or like okay, it doesn't have an advantage against 12 out of the 13 ones, right? Like that's what I meant to say. As in like, is the only gym it beats is what? Which one? I think it only beats one, and that's it. Like Price, but even then, it shouldn't technically do. It only does well against Price because his Pillow Swine's ground type, you know. So I'm just like, again, wasn't earlier start Pokemon based on difficulty levels? Grass being hard mode, or am I incorrect? Well, technically, Grass was easy mode. But like, I think the thing is, right? Even if we go by that logic, I think they still did Chikorita terribly, right? Charmander's very clearly meant to be the hard mode in Kanto, but like once you get to like the halfway point, like fucking Charizard's like, yeah, bitch, get out the way. There is no part where you get Chikorita where it's like, oh, it's weak at the beginning, and then later on you're like, now you're gonna become a god, right? You're like, no, I'm still kind of, I just want to put up light screen and reflect, guys, and you guys can do all the work. No, I can only do Razor Leaf, guys. That's the issue. With Charizard, you get Slash, which in Gen 1 is always a critical hit. You already got your Flyer Sword if you're playing Pokemon Yellow. Fucking Flamethrower, which not every fire type gets in Gen 1, shockingly enough, I know. If you go to Blaine, Fire Blast is going to have you covered too. I don't know if you could teach a Sky Attack as well. So it gets access to like some insanely powerful moves. At the end, you're like, you know what I mean? But like, Chikorita is just like the problem with Chikorita as well is that it's a support mon, which is fine. But like personally, if you ask me, I don't want my starter to be my support mon. I love having a support mon. Bro, Light Screen Reflect, I'll be there every day of the week, okay? I don't like that my star. I want my star to be like a jack of all trades, like fucking tip of the spear, you know what I mean? I want your Sceptiles with your Leaf Blades. I want Blaziken with his Sky Uppercut. I want fucking Samurai with those crit Razor Shells, defense drops, baby. That's what I want. I want someone to be the tip of the spear. I want everyone to like kind of work around my star, because my star's the GOAT, right? Everyone else picks a different angle to support my star. You know what I mean? I got the screen guy. I got the flyer. I got the Butterfree with the fucking powder moves. And then I got the star, you know? Like the Greninja, yeah, exactly. Everyone else is there. But then the Greninja comes in and boy, once you get him to 1/3 health, that Torrent Water Shuriken is going to go hard, you know? That's what I want. But so it just doesn't help that like not only the matchup's terrible, but the types in it's like it's whole philosophy just doesn't work for me. Personally, just doesn't work for me. You know what I mean? Yeah, a support mon in a game without doubles as well. So like, who are you supporting for? Like literally, I'm not even kidding. When I played like Crystal, the virtual console version of Crystal, because I wanted that GS ball to get the Celebi, right? I did use Meganium, and bruv, it was hard for no. I literally just set up screens and then switched out half the time. It was fucking. It doesn't even get Leech Seed as well. At least when I pick Venusaur, Sleep Powder, Leech Seed, bruv, I can immediately switch to another Pokemon and like fucking, you know. But yeah, like that's the issue. So when she's saying like this, so when she says that, I'm just like, when you say unfortunate, I think that's a horrible downplay. I don't think she means to downplay it this hard, but I'm telling you guys, it is a terrible Pokemon to start. By starter standards, this Pokemon is terrible. I'd say it's a bad Pokemon, like stat-wise and like for its game. I'd say it's just bad. As a starter, for me, I'd say it's terrible. Easily probably like the single worst starter of them all. Chikorita as a Pokemon is chill. I don't mind Chikorita as a starter though, no. It's everything I don't want in a starter, and it doesn't even have a cool angle to take. Yeah, and it's like, even a support Pokemon doesn't live long enough to cause a ruckus. Yeah, it's just you'd rather just have Dunsparce. Literally, was it Glare, Headbutt, like Wrap, like Defense Call, Rollout? Literally, Dunsparce does your job better, bro. Like pissing people off and being a defensive monster. I don't know. Either way, let's see what she has to say. Let's see what she has to say. Okay. She's doing Pokemon today. Oh, gamers. Oh, hang on, chat. Hang on. Oh, no. It's happened, gamers. Oh, after this, gamers. Are you so ready for this? Hang on. I gotta get some appropriate music going on for this. I gotta get some. Oh, no. Look who's approaching me, gamers. Look who dare approach me. Oh, no. It's the guy. It's the guy, gamers. Oh, no. Oh, Rory. You're approaching my stream, huh? I'll deal with you. I'll deal with you in a second, fella. Okay, we're just checking our privilege right now. Don't worry, we'll get to you later. Okay.
Bad gameplay, therefore.
Shut up, Super. You're wrong. Okay, you're wrong. And also, Rory, listen. Respectfully, listen. We're gonna be guys. Hold, okay. We're gonna be. I have a bone to pick with Rory once I'm done being. Once I'm done checking my privilege. Okay, I got a bone to pick with Rory. We'll talk about that in a second. Okay. Jeez. If you guys don't know, Rory, we watched his fixing Sinnoh gym leaders video, and it was pretty fun. It was actually like a really solid video. We had a lot of fun covering that. But I watched your reaction to my reaction. I have a bone to pick with you. Okay, I have a fucking bone. We'll get to that in a minute. Okay, we're checking our privilege first. Okay, let's continue. So, where were we? We were, but Chikorita is bad because stats. Okay, so how does she counter this narrative?
So yes, Chikorita's typing in Johto is unfortunate. She's weak against Faulkner and Bugsy.
Literally everyone, brother.
Many of the poison types brought by Team Rocket.
Yeah.
Her move pool in Gold and Silver is really limited, and Wolf Glick has named Meganium the worst starter ever in competitive VGC.
And that's why Wolfie's fucking based, bro. Hell yeah.
I mean, really?
Yes.
Is that what we take into account when choosing a Pokemon?
Yeah, literally. What are you talking? No. Oh no, gamers, no. Yes. Literally, yes. No. What? No. What's going on? Like, just for context as well. Like, if you want another star Pokemon, like, I'll say, okay, if I was to say what is another star Pokemon you don't like, Moresty? Easily, like, another star Pokemon I don't fucking like is Emboar. Now, oh, hang on. Now, listen, excuse me, okay, my male privilege is going to show, Cicely. Are you going to accuse me of being a fucking boy by not liking this design? He's a fucking fiery-ass sumo wrestler. Fucking sucks, though. The only firing type moves he learns by level up in Gen 5 is fucking arm thrust. Oh, I'm sorry. We went from sky uppercut to close combat to arm thrust? Are you fucking dim? Get my town, bro. Actual dog shit. Are you kidding me? And so I hate him for that. Literally, not only was he the third fire and fighting type in a row, he doesn't get any... What, you get heat crash? What, fire type gyro ball? Fuck you, Emboar. Get out of town, bro. What's my favorite Gen 5? Or Gen 5 Pokemon? I don't know, actually. That's a good question. I like a lot. Gen 5 had a lot of fucking cool Pokemon. Leavanny, Volcarona, Chandelure, Bishop's fucking dope. How do I pick just one? There's so many fucking good ones in that gen. That gen was so fucking good, man. In terms of designs, I think every gen has like really good designs. Scolipede. Man, so many fucking good Pokemon. If I'm just picking, I want to continue with the video. So if I had to quickly pick one right now, I'm just going Leavanny, okay? Off the top of my head right now, Leavanny. All right, let's continue. No, sorry, I changed my extra drill. My answer's extra drill. I changed my answer. Extra drill.
Because I myself never Googled that before choosing a
Oh yeah, sorry, the point I was making before the 5 gifted subs. Yeah, but like, the fact that I, as a 6-year-old, played Gold and Silver and I noticed how difficult Chikorita had it should be a testament to how like poorly it designed it was, right? Like, for example, Charmander was also the hard mode in Red and Blue, but it wasn't so hard that like it like horribly affected me, you know? Like, you could play, like, Brock was a tough fight, but then by the time you get to Misty, there's what, like Oddish slash Bellsprout, north of Cerulean, you know what I mean? So you have like options to counter this sort of thing. So it's like, you can circumvent it once you get around to get a Pokemon that's really fucking strong. But in this game, you don't get to that point, you know? You just don't get to that point. And Lolo Milk. A lot with the wizardry, with the witchcraft and wizardry? Shit, bro. I haven't seen you in a while, brother. Have you been? Okay, are we doing a... Oh, I thought we did another 5 gifted. Oh, sorry, I panicked for a second. But yeah, this doesn't work. I don't know, man. Part of using a Pokemon is using the... Yeah, exactly. It's using the Pokemon. I love a good amount of Pokemon design-wise alone, but like, it has to be fun to use, you know? It just has to be fun to... For me, if you're asking me, like, what do you like, Mr.? I like Pokemon with, like, cool-ass, unique moves. Right? Like, what's it? Blaze Kick on Blaziken was just really fucking fun. Even Delcay, one of the most, like, maligned, shitty Pokemon. The first time, Assist is just a really fucking funny move to use. If you never did a Gen 3 playthrough where you had, like, a Delcay that used Assist, like, you're not living life. That's just, like, literally roll of the dice gamble. Do you know what I mean? It's just funny. It's like Metronome, but, like, a little less chaotic. It's so fun. Like, it's actually insane. So I'm just saying, like, you need, like, cool shit like that, you know? Matcha Gotcha's a really fun move as well, you know? That's what I'm looking for, you know? That's what I'm looking for. So, like, when Meganium didn't even have that. It didn't even have that. So I'm just like, man, I don't know, man.
I have always...
You did that with Leapot? Leapot's fucking great.
Those are the Pokemon I have identified the most with, that I thought had a cooler or cuter design. And also, have you played Gold and Silver recently? Every single Pokemon has a horrible move pool in those games.
It's not the move pool, it's the... Okay, I've already reiterated this point, so we'll let it run, but it's just not that, you know.
Speaking of it, do Faulkner and Bugsy even have stab moves in Gen 2? Honestly...
Yeah, but you can't use your stab moves again. Oh, no. Oh, no.
If your Chikorita is struggling against a Pidgey...
Oh, really?
...and a Kakuna, I personally think that might be a skill issue.
Listen, I love women, okay? I love women. All right, let me put it that way, chat. But yeah, you could listen. That's just poor. That's just poor. I'm gonna be honest, Cicely. That was a poor showing. Because like, look, you can see it like deliberately. Hang on. Okay, but what? You deliberately missed out the Scyther? Like, to prove a point, you missed out the Scyther? Like, obviously, Metapod and Kakuna's not giving anyone any trouble, but the Scyther?
Spoken like a true challenge runner.
Actually, true. Thank you for the that's like not only are you like downplaying how annoying it is, you're just straight up lying. Was it Scyther only HGR? No. She had a Scyther in the original one. Wait, hang on. I'm sorry, I just remembered as well. Her Scyther has Fury Cutter. Hang on, I'm sorry. I just remembered. I thought Scyther only had Quick Attack because I'm thinking about like HGSS Scyther where it only has U-turn. But this one has Fury Cutter. You know the move that gets stronger every time you use it? So he's going to hit you with one Fury Cutter. It's going to do, what, 30% damage? The next one's going to do, like, 50% damage. The third one will kill you. And then what? The one after the Fury Cutter's charged up and it's going to kill the rest of your team. Okay, I pull up. Man, thanks so much for the 20, man. Listen, Godspeed, soldier. Thank you for your service, okay? Thanks so much, though. I appreciate it. I hope you've been good, man. I hope you've been good. Get that knowledge up, brother. Get that knowledge up, okay? When you graduate, remember the Moresty stream, okay? But thank you so much. But yeah, like, this is just crazy, isn't it? That Scyther absolutely can be an issue. Wait, it has a 500 BST as well for Gym 2? 500 BST? You're crazy. You're laughing. This is propaganda. Oh, Cecily. Oh man, this is poor. I'll be honest, this is poor. I'm actually a little disappointed because again, the whole video has just been an excellent showing in like the problems that women have to face, and it would have been nice if you could like weave that into the Chikorita problem and really like showed us. But it's just gonna be it's literally just gonna be like her throwing her toys at the pan, going, "No, but my start was good, guys. You guys are being mean." That's what this sounds like it's gonna be. I mean, my mind could be changed, but it's not looking good. I'll be honest, it's not looking good.
I personally think that might be a skill issue. I actually think it is miles easier to solo Faulkner with a Chikorita than to solo Brock with a Charmander.
Now, obviously, citation needed, but off the top of my head, I want to say no. Absolutely not, nah. Because, like, her Pidgeotto, his Pidgeotto has Mud Slap, which will eventually, like, make your accuracy so shit you can't even hit him. Whereas with Charmander, he has Ember, which is not very effective, but his special is so low that like it actually does decent damage. Like Charmander gets Metal Claw, but that's only in FRLG. If we're talking like OG games, he doesn't get Metal Claw. Again, you're talking to Mr. Pokemon pre-Gen 5 here, okay? Also, okay. Well, we'll come. Listen, I'll come back to. You're lucky. I'll come back to debunking you in a second, Cicely. Because gamers, we've got another 5 gifted memberships. Oh no, my rent is getting paid this stream, eh? Bloody hell! But on Long Gilk, with his service to the Musquire Empire, he gets a purple heart for his achievements with 5 gifted subs, gamers. Lord Soren Exel, I remember him. Trooper, I remember him too. Robert Martin, I remember him. Oh, Mr. Bob, we used to go to the pub together all the time. Ed, just Ed. Obviously, no Ed and Eddie, just singular Ed. He's on his own now. And the Bootleg Executioner. I hope he doesn't pirate a membership. He's not going to anymore because he's already got one. Oh, dang it if you missed it. Thank you if you got it. And until 5 minutes from now. Sayonara. We're going to get another 5 in 5 minutes, so I hope you're used to the gambling music. Anyway, back to you, Cecily. Okay, back to you. I would argue the opposite. I'm going to be honest. I would argue the opposite in this case. Okay, well, I didn't even have to wait 5 minutes, gamers, because we've got another 10! We've got another 10! Thank you so much, Lon on Milk, brother. You earned a Medal of Honor for this. He's got a Purple Heart and a Medal of Honor. I can't believe this. Cypher Cat. Rex the Wolf. We've also got Hard On Dog. Funny name. Super Joker. I remember them. Super Joker, I haven't seen you in a while, brother. How you been? Magma Mage. James Gaston the Fourth. Furious. Definitely not furious about that gifted sub. Tyler. Trying to strike a chord, and it's probably a Tyler. NDNPRCT3. Lovely name. What does it stand for? Aria Delto. Lovely name. Gotta love that name, gamers. Gotta love that name. And that's everyone, I think. And that's everyone, gamers. We're going to the moon with these super chats. And until 5 minutes from now, gamers. Sayonara. Good lord. Saul, thank you for the 5 as well. Someone who's Chikorita, not really, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. Yeah, like it just. Anyway, back to you again. Back to you. No more gifters, okay? Let me fit. Can we fit? Okay, I'm putting a pause on the donos until we finish this because like, we've been stalled horribly. I appreciate it. I really do, gamers. But let's finish this video, okay? Let's finish this video today. So I'm gonna pause the donos for now. What I will say though is back to this. I feel like I feel like you could beat Charmander and RBY with Brock easier than you could beat GSC Falconer. I feel like you could. I'm gonna be honest. I feel like you could. But obviously I can't prove that. I just feel like I don't know how you guys feel. I don't know if you guys. Hey, Roy, can we get like our correspondent, Rory the Fiend, to help us out? What do you think of this, Rory? What do you think of this? Firstly, I'd go with this one. Brock has Bide, so Onyx, of course, it's hard, and you have almost no answers. Yeah, but like by the time you get Charmander, like you could. Bide is not a priority move in Gen 1, so you'd be able to as soon as he uses Bide, you can just stall out. You can literally just stall out. In fact, you could. I feel like you could train the Charmander enough to be faster than the Onyx, maybe, and then you can like make it so that the Bide's always. Or maybe you could keep using moves until he uses Bide, then attack him. Oh, we back? Sorry, I disconnected for a second there, chat. We should be back. And Fire Leaf Green Brock has Rock Tomb, so I'd say it's tougher there. You think so? Oh, he does have Brock Tomb. I just said Brock Tomb. He has Brock Tomb, gamers. We're back, go gamers. We're back. Refresh. We should be back. We're back. It just dipped for a second. Yeah, and let's continue.
Charmander is weak against the first 2 counter gyms, and that was never an issue. Greninja usage in VGC in 2015 was 1%. That never stopped them from being fan favorites, and they never received an inch of the backlash Chikorita has received.
I think I've done a good job proving that it's not the case, but...
You know which other starters were victims of backlash when they were released? Delphox, who has its design heavily inspired by medieval witches and mages.
Okay, yeah, the Delphox hate was pretty weird. I'll give it that. I did notice a bit of a bit chicanery around Delphox. I did notice it at the time. Primarina as well got a little bit much. It needs that. Like, I don't know, to be honest. You guys can help me. I always thought Delphox was fine. I think Delphox was like my first. I picked Fennekin first. Yeah, I think they do. I think this is good. I think this is good. Surely measure Korgoval as well. Korgoval gets an undeserved amount of hate as well. It's unreal.
Primarina, back when Sun and Moon were released, had an intense negative reaction to it.
Because it's womanly. Delphox hate is mostly due to it being less cool than a Priova. I've heard that take. How true is this? Like even my fiance says the same thing. Like she really loved Braixen, but doesn't like Delphox, which strange. I don't know. I kind of like Delphox. I like its cry as well. Its cry is kind of funny. I don't know. Like, oh, even Carstorm is saying it as well. I'm like, what the hell? There's a lot of like Braixen enjoyers, man. Crazy.
Poplio was already disliked, but evolving into a mermaid, the Pokemon community couldn't deal with that. Are you seeing a pattern here? Something I really remember, and I wish I could find more material from 2014 to show, is how much of an intense backlash the introduction of the fairy type was. People said it would ruin the game, completely break the balance of the type charts, and that it didn't make any sense that the all-powerful, masculine, mighty dragons were all of a sudden weak to Jigglypuff.
I mean, hang on. Firstly, we need another firefighter. I mean, that's just true. We do need another fight. It's been a while. Raise the price. What I will say is that, like, I mean, I suppose, but like, again, I think this is another situation where, like, I think you could get into the weeds of it all, right? I think you could be annoyed at the introduction of fairy types without necessarily being a misogynist. I feel like Poplio, you could definitely draw like a, yeah, there's definitely a lot of people with a lot of questionable opinions there. But with fairies, that, like, hang on, like, think about it. The type chart had been the same since what, 1999, right? So the fact that they're finally changing it again for an iconic type like Dragon is like, do you know what I mean? For me, I was a bit like ridiculous. I was a bit like, what the hell? Why are they introducing a new type for? Why they get? Because I was one of those people who was like, I like that the Dragon's like kind of a boss type. You know, I like that. So at the time, I was someone who was like, I don't want no damn fairies in my game. But like, I've kind of grown to it more. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. You know? So. You know what I mean? That's just that was my thinking. So is it a case of misogyny? Which I think you could prove, but you're doing the Chikorita thing again, where you're just assuming it's mostly misogyny and nothing to do with gameplay. Like again, most of this video has been about like checking male privilege, which it's been like I said, the video is well designed, but when you actually got to the game design portion, I think this video definitely was wanting. And I feel like you could have done the same thing here, but you just didn't, which is a shame, honestly. It's honestly a shame because I believe the same thing could have happened and you probably could have like delved into it a bit more, but unfortunately I don't think you are, but I could be proven wrong, of course. Fairy's just an odd sounding type. Call it magic or fantasy. Yeah, I think that could have been cooler as well. I don't know. It's just, yeah. I like Fairy type. I have some gripes gameplay wise with it. Well, I mean, of course you do, Roy. You're sex. But like, yeah, but it just goes to show you, right? Like, you can not like the fairy type and not be a misogynist. So like, yeah, this is a case of, is it the case of the curtains being blue? A little bit. But we'll let her finish, of course. She might expand, so we'll let her finish.
And fellow queer content creator Fawn said something really interesting about fairy types in their video that also discusses Chikorita hate, which is amazing and definitely a companion piece to this one, and you should watch after.
Attributing a type to the aesthetic helps to validate it in the space, in the community, and with the fans. The developers said, yes, there's girly pop Pokemon, and they're quite strong.
And I completely agree with that. Making the fairy type as strong competitively as Game Freak has chosen to means not only to validate femininity in Pokemon, it is to say there is power in femininity.
And again, I don't mind that. I absolutely don't mind that. But then you take the fact that the fairy was such a strong type, it got banned in the TCG, and then is there maybe a bit more to it? Again, like, the worst part is, this is one of those moments where, like, I want to be an ally. Chat, I want to be an ally. I'm an ally, I promise, guys. I'm an ally, I swear, I love women. But, like, I'm just like, you're completely, like, removing the forest for the trees. Again, it's like if someone was like, the Mercy in Overwatch hate is all misogyny. No, there's a genuine reason not to like it. It's all misogyny. Okay, fuck it. Well, what's the point of this conversation then? The Korra hate is so forced. It's all just men. No, there's genuine reasons why a story arc is not compelling as that. No, it's... Okay, well, fine. If you don't have a conversation, yes, queen, go. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, for fuck's sake, come on. At least help me out. Help me help you, Cecily. I'm saying Sicily like the siege. You know what I mean? Like, help me help you, man. Like, I want to be an ally, but you're not helping me. Oh, man. I was like, listen, I want to finish the video. Okay, but thank you so much. Super, Ragnarok, Harrison Ward, James Alt, if you will, and Ducky Fuck You, okay? Enjoy your memberships, okay? I want to continue, okay, Lolon? Thank you so much. You're too kind. Listen, stand down, soldier, at ease, okay? At ease.
Take down legends and dragons, and I think that's awesome. And to remind you, dear stranger online, I'm not trying to say that something is definitely sexism or not, or that one thing is 100% this or that. I'm rehearsing. I'm entertaining an idea, and these are things that have happened over the last 20 years. I
mean, I understand that you're entertaining an idea and you're not making any accusations, which has made this video a lot more easier to watch, because I personally don't like being attacked for something I'm not contributing to. But I think you've done a poor job of executing the point at hand, which is a bit of a shame, honestly. I think it really is a shame. I think you could have gone over, like, what it was about Chikorita that made it not likable on a gameplay front, and then maybe, like, seeing how it equates to certain people. Like, you could, like, I feel like this topic could have gone through like a lot more yeah, like she never brings up any, like, that's what I mean. It's like a video like this only works if you mention the counter examples, you know? Because again, I think we've said it the whole time, so we're not gonna rehash it, but it's just really unfortunate, honestly. It's really, really unfortunate. Because it's a well-made video, and I think she's I kind of like the way she's presented this, but I just wish there was a bit more on the gameplay side. Because there is valid gameplay reasons not to like Chikorita, but it's not been mentioned. Those type of things are kind of reductive. Yeah, exactly. It's just boring. Thank you, Zoyesh. I'll at least give Chikorita being the best Gen 2 started in Gen 2's competitive scene. Oh, is it? I mean, that scene from what I've heard is just stall central, so... Yeah, and also, like, I think this is just me personally. Like, if I am going to make a video presenting a problem, I also want to present a solution as well. You know what I mean? Like, what I would say is that, if like, what I would say to you is that like us as men gamers, us as men, I know it sounds cringe. It sounds cringe, I know. But like, no, but seriously, like if you know that, if you see this sort of sentiment, I think it's important that you say something. You know what I mean? I don't think you have to like ruin the vibe or like go, you're being a misogynist. But like, for example, if you're wondering, how do I do this, Moresty? How do I do this, right? If someone was like casually like made some Chikorita hands, like, oh yeah, hate the girl Pokemon, do you? Scared because it's a girl, yeah? And then like that would kind of put them on the defense of it. No, I don't like it because of a gameplay reasons. Like, okay. Like, now I know your actual reason. Does that make sense? Like, checking people every now and again is, like, actually a very important task to do to make sure this opinion doesn't fester. It's something I do often when I have, like, when I want to, like, raise my voice, but I don't want to be a cunt about it. Like, I'll just kind of, like, make a jab to, like, see where that... keep them on their toes, exactly. I think that's a very, very important thing to do. So, yeah, again, when you see someone going, yeah, fuck Chikorita, it's like, oh, yeah? Hating the girly Pokemon, huh? Didn't know you were like that. I have to tell your mother off you for that. Bloody hell. You know? And yeah, thank you. You have to hit the 50-50. And then they go, no, it just sucks in for... It just fucking sucks for bugs in. It's like, okay, they're valid. You know? You have to check them. You just have to check them. That's what you should do, chat. Us as men, again, I'm memeing, but I'm being genuine. Like, as men, we should, because it makes these conversations much more fruitful for the women, because we love women, right? We love women in video games.
I'm not saying that only feminine additions to the Pokemon franchise are hated. There has been different types of starters backlash before, like the ever-present firefighting bipedal final evolution. But it's interesting to look for patterns, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why Chikorita still receives such a disproportionate amount of hate? Does it have anything to do to things that have happened before? Not only in Pokemon, but in all culture that surrounds it? The only person that can come up with a conclusion is you. But
I think we all have, right, guys?
Changed. The internet has changed, and the way that Pokemon is marketed has definitely changed. We've been through a pandemic, a market crash, Pokemon Go happened. Culture today is really different from culture in 1999. The demographic of the Pokemon community online is also wildly different from what it was in 1999. And the way women and gender non-conforming people have claimed spaces in the online community for themselves makes it so that the configuration is very different today than it was in 1999.
Yeah, of course. And I think the world is better for it.
Pokemon like Tinkaton become instant fan favorites, or Meowscarada be one of the most celebrated starters.
Fucking
Pokemon that are, yes, designed for girls instead of just feminine Pokemon designed for a male gaze. Because the Pokemon community has become much more inclusive and welcoming and diverse than it was in 1999. But I think memory persists.
Yeah, Tinkaton's one of the best in it.
Funny thing. You might have a negative reaction to something 20 years later because, in the past, you were scared of being judged by your friends for picking the girly starter. And I think that's something important for us to talk about, not just ridicule as a crazy idea, and that's why I'm making this video. I think that you can have a myriad of reasons for why you dislike Chikorita. Either because you had a hard time using her in Johto, or because you didn't like its moves, or simply and purely because you don't vibe with the design, and that's fine.
All the above.
I think that for a few people, there might be some roots in an old, gamer, misogynistic culture from the 2000s.
No, 100%. But like I said, I think, well, if anything, I've provided solutions, chat. And so should you, Cicely, okay? You should provide solutions. I have, all right? Check your friends. Check their privilege, okay?
About female characters, protagonists. And we see that in our daily lives, using the internet. We know these people exist. And I don't think it's a stretch to think that this also applies to a little grass starter. And also, something that I think is really important for this video is that I always try to remind people, not everything is made for you.
I mean, that's just true, really. That is true. Not everything is made for you. For me, there's an appeal on bad Pokemon work. That's why I love Hayden's videos. Yeah.
Not everything
do we have to?
Is made for
do we have to check them out, you guys?
And that's fine. I think algorithms showing us curated posts made by people we don't follow, or videos from YouTubers we never heard of.
In her follow-up, there was a comment that called her using the term male gaze gross and kind of assumptive. Thoughts? There was a really? I don't think so. I think the male gaze is definitely like a valid concept. That's very traceable. Does that make sense? Whether it applies to Pokemon, maybe not as much, but it's a valid claim to make, I suppose. Like 10% being generous. But it's not the intention. This video comes across as accusing people of being sexist. I think that's. I was gonna talk about. I'll put a pin in that. Okay, we'll put a pin on that once because I want to finish the video and then I'll give my closing thoughts. Okay, we'll speed it up a little bit because I think we got the general gist of what she's going for. But I'll let her finish before I make my point.
Make us forget that the people who made these things maybe didn't make it specifically for us. Maybe I'm just not the audience for that, and that's fine. When Game Freak chooses a set of starters, they are not choosing them to please me, Cecily. They might be choosing them to please Gen 1 fans, or Unova fans, or young teenage girls, or the developers themselves. We need to always remember, not everything that exists on the internet is tailor-made for me, just because it showed up in my timeline. And something else that I learned from this channel is that it is true. Every single Pokemon is someone's favorite. That's not a hyperbole. It's not worth to dunk on any Pokemon at all, because there will always be someone in the comments who loves them, or has a special story with them.
See, this is why I disagree, because making fun of stuff is just kind of fun. I think if anything, Cecily, this is where you lose me. Is that MGG, the hero of the backseat Sakurai arc? How you doing? We're just checking our privilege. Well, I think that's where you lose me. Well, mate, listen, I get it. Obviously, of course, you know, if you're gonna make fun of stuff, hit above the belt. You know what I mean? Hit above the belt. But listen, I like it. Listen, making fun of stuff is just fun. Okay, listen, you're never gonna take that away from me. Okay, you're never gonna take that away from me, Cecily. You're never gonna take that away. It's just fun. It's just fun. I'll make fun of Bruxish all I want. Okay, all the two Bruxish fans. Listen, I will never be there, okay? I'll never be there. But I think when I hear it, I want to hear it again in like regular speed, because I kind of want to. I mean, this has been a thought that's marinated in my head for a while. So let me hear it again. Hang on.
It's not a hyperbole. It's not worth to dunk on any Pokemon at all, because there will always be someone in the comments who loves them, or has a special story with them.
Like, I do appreciate the sentiment in that, like, maybe we should, you know, be more nice to each other. I do appreciate that sentiment, but I think whenever people say this, and again, I'm not accusing Cecily directly of this, I just, from my life experience, I'm talking to you, and I don't know if you guys can relate or whatever, but generally when people tend to say this sentiment, they tend to forget that a shared bonding of, like, making fun is also like extremely valid too. As long as it, obviously, again, as long as you're punching above the belt. Does that make sense? Like, you could easily make friends with someone off of the Pokemon you'd like, while as well as just saying, hey, that fucking Bruxish guy over there, what a dingus, am I right? Like, I feel like you deny that sort of like bonding experience. I think it's mainly because I'm British, right? You're much more likely to get in a conversation with like your fellow Englishman off of like, man, isn't it a lovely day today? Man, it was fucking shit yesterday, wasn't it? Oh, too right, lads. Fucking, I had a mare last night. Like, honestly, it's raining fucking cats and dogs, mate. It's like, fucking A. You know what I mean? So like, I feel like whenever people say this sort of thing, they kind of reject the good side of hating. Because like there is a good in it, you know what I mean? At least a little bit. Yeah, slanders. So again, I'm not accusing her directly of this, but it's just one of those things that whenever people say this, they tend to like, you know what I mean? A bit of banter just makes the world go round, you know what I mean? It's like, it's our culture, man. I think it's one of those Britishisms, you know? It's one of our Britishisms. So yeah, that's what I wanted to touch upon. You just need to be with the right people, yeah. It's a fun, but yeah, you're the hero. You're the hero because I think you posted my video on his Smashboards thing. We read through that, MGG. You're the hero, okay? You're the hero.
Even Pokemon like...
Me and him are chill now, though, by the way. Me and Backseat Sakurai are chill. I know.
Veluza sniping me down at light speed in Casseroya Lake. There will be someone who loves them. In the end, it's just personal taste.
No, it is 100%. But again, it's how you do it. As I said, I mentioned the comment on the Moresty video on the Gen 9 roster. Big fan of the pour me line, but I couldn't deny a developer point. It's just that I don't know. I just didn't take to it personally. But of course, if you like him, you like him. You know, I think that's the one thing I try to make clear is that like when I make fun of something, I'm not literally like going, "You are wrong for liking this thing." I'm just making like that's it's literally a phrase. Right? I'm making fun. Like if you want to like it, fucking go for it. I'm not gonna don't let some random guy on the internet stop you. But like it's just kind of fun to make fun. You know what I mean? Like it's just fun. You guys make fun of me sometimes, and guess what? It's kind of fucking funny, isn't it? Some of the most iconic Moresty moments are people making fun of me. So I'm like, anyway, let's continue. Let's finish this up.
If it's not for me, then it's certainly for someone else. A lot has changed in this community since Chikorita was introduced, and I really hope she gets an incredible upgrade in Pokemon Legends EA. Whether it's access to Rage Powder, a nice regional form, or broken
so I hope it gets that good as well.
Because this little pair is really special to me. I really hope, as Fawn has said, that the Fairy type comes in to upgrade this Pokemon that has for way too long held the title of most hated starter, for reasons I think are super unfair.
Nah, I think the reasons are fair. There's a contingent of people that make the reasoning unfair, but I think the reasoning is fair.
And I think that's why the diversity of designs in Pokemon is so amazing. Because for a small girl that will be given Chikorita as a choice for the first time in Legends EA, seeing that this Leaf Pokemon, a Pokemon that was designed with her in mind, can also be powerful, can be a healer, can be a tank, and can be really, really, really fun to play with, is what Pokemon is all about.
Listen, I hope that Chikorita gets... Hey, listen, if Chikorita gets a buff, I'll be the first person to admit, holy shit, Chikorita's amazing now. But yeah, I think I think your overall presentation and the thesis of your video was interesting. I think the execution was less than stellar, especially on the gameplay front. I think you did a good job like appealing to history and proving to us that there's definitely a line of misogyny in both gaming and tech and everything as a whole. I think you did a good point. You did a very good job laying your foundations. It's just I think the overall execution of the point at hand was less than stellar, I would say. So either way, Zombie, thank you so much. Unedited, Moresty, how much do you know about Tekken? Because I was laughing my ass about that Tekken video. I did see it in the Discord. Again, I don't really. I played like what Tekken 4 on a PS2 when I was a kid. That's kind of it. I just liked playing Jin and like using my ult, the special move thing. I don't know. I'm not really much of a Tekken guy. Well, we'll see though. I might have a look at it some other time.
Pokemon is for girls. Pokemon is for gender non-conforming people.
And it's for men.
Pokemon is for everyone.
Pokemon's for me. No, just me. Just me. No one else gets to play Pokemon. It's just me. Everyone else who played Pokemon, you guys owe me. You guys owe me. You guys have to ask me, Moresty, can I play Pokemon? Okay, that's what it is. But yeah, as I said, I think I said my thesis at the end. I think the overall presentation of the video was solid. It's just as I said. I think on the gameplay front, I don't think you spent as much time on it, and I think you didn't really like go into it as much as I would have liked. Definitely wouldn't have liked as much as I liked. She didn't say it's for the men, huh? What does she mean by that, huh? What does she mean by that, Starlight? What does she mean by that? I don't know. Is do you want to get rid of all men, Sicily? Is that what it is? Sicily? Is that what you know? Oh my God. Guys, can you hear that? Now that the video's done, let's do a little bit of gambling, shall we? Way! Mr. Lola Milk with another 5 gifters. He's been promoted to Attorney General, baby. Let's go. Wait, no. Commander General. I don't know military ranks. Commander. There it is. Commander in Chief. Bouncy Bubble. SZ. Flying over the trees. Starly. And IKFZ Stealth. I recognize his name. Oh, thank you so much, man. Thank you so much for the gifters. Hey, listen. If you still didn't get one, you suck, okay? Say no. Bro, how many of you guys still haven't gotten one yet? That's unbelievable. Mad John's been here for like years and he hasn't gotten one, bro. That's crazy. I'll give it a take by saying the hate is unfair. Something like most people hate hates people hate if stats and the starters were reasonably. Yeah, exactly. It's just it's a shame. Like I said, it's a shame she didn't get into it as much as I would have liked. It's a shame. But gamers, should we have a quick look, gamers? Should we have a quick look? JD just did it. He's like, fine, I'll do it myself. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. Should we go into Should we get into it? Let's get into it. Hang on. Where's my music? No, wrong one. Bravo 6. There we go. Gamers. Let's go to the comments. And let's see what the general populace thought of this video. Before we head out. I just have to get on myself. I think you might have to, honestly. Let's see this. This was getting a lot of attention. I hope you enjoyed the discussion. Stay polite in the comment, dear strangers online. I released another video last week where I attended Pokemon's event. So welcome is for women and gen non-conforming players. If you like the one, odds are you'll like this one here. Listen, I think that you championing the fight for women and GNC is great. But like I said, I just wish that the video wasn't lackluster as a result. You know what I mean? I just like, honestly, all the best to you, Sicily. Like I said, I think you're fighting a good fight. Fight it better though, okay? Fight it better. Fight it better. All right, fight it better. Anyway, I think something that's always baffled me growing up is that I was mocked for choosing Bulbasaur in Gen 1 because it made the game easy. And harder mode was since it was... But then I was also mocked for choosing Chikorita since it was bad against the gym leaders. I remember pointing out to my bro who was mocking me and he couldn't come up with a good retort. Otherwise, well, it's different. I mean, that's just kind of what brothers do, man. Come on. Like, that's just kind of what happened. You know what I mean? Like, come on. Like, I did that to Ozzy and Ozzy did that to me. And like, that's just kind of you can't call that saying, that's just a sibling issue. Do you know what I mean? That's classic sibling banter right there. You know? Come on, you can't. Listen, I'm a fact check false. I'm down for that. Okay, that's fact check false. You know, that's insane. I remember as a kid, I named my Chikorita Cutie. I let a kid borrow my copy of Silver to train up a Pokemon. For some reason, I barely knew the guy. And when I got back, Cutie was a Snorlax. I was so upset before I realized she was just in a. Hello, based. But then to me, that's like, yeah, that was shit, but you were kids. That's just a funny memory. Guys, maybe I'm the arsehole. Maybe I'm the villain. I don't know. To me, that would be a funny story. That's a good prank. That's hilarious. I'm not voting that. That's actually hilarious. How can anyone not think Bailey was at least cool as fuck? Chikorita is a dinosaur, and I thought it was widely agreed that dinosaurs are cool as fuck. It's not cool when they don't get fucking solar beam, or if they do, it's at like level 76, because that's what levels were like back then. If it was a boy thing like car sports and having a crush, oh yeah, you know, us boys love having a crush on Wolf Glick, we know that. The starter selection should have been Chikorita, Tepig, and Popplio to round out the disliked for no apparent reason. A starter trio. That would have been quite fun, honestly. That would have been quite fun. Because Chikorita, classic. Can't go wrong with it. Ostrich, buddy. See, we got more women in this community, guys. Don't we love women, chat? Don't we love women? This is what happens. See, I make pro women content, and more women become members. It's the grift gamers. I'm gonna start appealing to more women. That's how I get my memberships up. Listen, ladies. I like bubble tea. Am I right? Yeah. You ladies like that one? Yeah. That's what I thought. Membership now, and I'll tell you another woman thing I like. It's insane how people have forgotten how I hate Primarina was. Yeah, Primarina was just unfortunately hated. Like it was Primarina and like what's it, Delphox. I think people had valid. Yeah, the Primarina was definitely like a. Your mistake. Hang on, is this real? Your mistake was going on Twitter. Twitter's full of unwarranted hate. Like that's just true. That's just true. Honestly, it's so true. And Azure Star, thank you so much. I don't know nothing about Pokemon, but good stream. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Do you know what? Thank you for being here. How about that? So people are just too comfortable being hateful in general. I mean, Twitter sucks. Twitter sucks. Blue Sky's boring. That's just kind of true, isn't it? Because for me, my take has always been, and again, I'm not like standing on business on this take. This is like an unrefined musty take. Firstly, it's the internet, it's true. But secondly, I feel like the algorithms that be do push out hate a bit more because it's a more potent emotion, thus will get more engagement. But since the algorithms that be are so malleable, like for me, I just see it as like, I wouldn't say it's necessarily your fault, but like you do remember that you can tune the algorithm, right? Did you guys forget that? Like my TikTok's full of like shit posts and like brain rot. But that's because that shit's funny, and that's what, and football memes. I love football memes. You know what I mean? Like my Twitter's just my Twitter now is just full of Luigi's sidekick fan art because he just retweets fan art all the time. I'm not complaining. The fan art looks great, but I don't get to see anything. I don't see any hate anymore, which is amazing actually. Rosen Ice World is goated, sir. This is not a Mario Kart stream. It's a Pokemon stream, okay? But thank you for the 5, brother. I sent the subs and donos for the women. I'll donate them to a women's charity, okay? Just for you. just for you. So I want to sort by news. Is there any like men that we can check, gamers? Is there any men? We need to start bullying some men. That's what we need to do. Oh, she responded to this 2 hours as of 2 hours ago. She's in the trenches, gamers. Hang on, how long ago was this? Is this in a only a month ago? You know, fair. I think you can still keep tabs on a video a month old. I think that's fair. Check complete. My only complaint with Wolf Glick is that Wolf Glick is a really competitive player. And it's natural for him to make videos like, what is the worst ice type? What's the start? Is his career? Are you really complaining about a competitive player for having a competitive opinion? Plus, he likes bad competitive Pokemon too, like the Paris Trap Strat that he's known for being difficult to work with. I mean, for crying out loud, Primarina is so high up, even as a feminine Pokemon, because of its competitive viability. I would agree that Chikorita being a victim of misogyny, but at one point, that one point ain't it. I would say that was definitely a weaker point. I did let it go, but it was definitely a weaker point. Like when you pointed out Wolf Glick, and it's like, well, he's a comp Andy. It doesn't matter whether something's masculine or feminine, you know what I mean? And also, Yogi, thank you for the 1. That's so true. Isn't that true, guys? I've been saying that for years, and I'm glad that someone super chatted that to me. Thank you so much, Yogi. What did you reply? I'm not complaining about what Wolfie said at all. I'm literally just stating it. Well, yeah, but when you put it in a video with other complaints, it kind of like... Again, I think that's just a video issue. When you put it in a video alongside your other complaints, are you shocked that people took it that way? I mean, that's just a you issue, Cecilia. I'll be real with you. I'll be real with you. That's just your own fault, really. The girly Pokemon hate is very odd. It seems like most of the people are nice. You know what I mean? It's inferences. Yeah, it's inference. That's kind of your own fault. I can't really. Like, he's an idiot for assuming that, I suppose. But like, you kind of inferred it. So. Yeah, exactly. I think this person kind of touches upon what we're talking about, right? In that gameplay is just not like... I will read this. I disagree about a little about the effect of Chikorita's viability to her perception. But yes, in a way, to your main point, the hate director definitely reminds me of Chuds. Chuds mentioned gamers. Chuds. I hate the Chuds gamers. In the family community, make judgments about characters solely about their usefulness as units. And whether or not they want to fuck them. Ugh. I mean, it's Fire Emblem Andes, alright. Chikorita did not get a major upgrade to her move pool until HGSS, like the other two did. And there's no payoff when it comes to sticking with her in the early game like there is with Charmander. So then the difficulty, lack of viability is a common factor in people's reactions. However, caring about that so much that you have a negative visceral reaction to her is chud behavior and still tied to misogyny, in my opinion. When there's so many lenses to appreciate Pokemon through it. No, I think that's valid. I'm gonna be honest. If someone came up to me and said, I fucking hate Chikorita, and I'm like, misogyny? No! The thing fucking sucks in battle. Based. Fucking based, bro. Are you kidding me? The thing sucks. I used one not too long ago. Like, it was a couple years ago, but like I still have it in recent memory. You know what I mean? Like they're kind of literally, it was just put up a light screen and reflect and switch out half the time, or maybe just reflect because it learns reflect naturally, I think. So just reflect and dip most of the time. I'm like, get out of here, man. Fucking sucked ass. I just thought it was generally agreed upon that Gen 2 starters were pretty meh, and Chikorita was the worst of the three. Bayleaf definitely is the second best middle form of the three, but the final average was a bit of a letdown. Overall design's a bit bland. I felt like Primarina is an amazing example of a starter marketed to girls done well. Yeah, I'd say so. I definitely agree. In FE, a normal difficulty, you can go for with any unit, but if you play the hardest ones, you're gonna get your shit kicked. Yo, yeah, that's why I normally play Fire Emblem with on normal mode, because I like using every unit. Are there any Chuds games? I'm trying to see if there's any Chuds. I think most people seem to agree, which is nice. Yeah, it's nice. Tepig. Oh no, this is just facts. Tepig is way worse. All the hate towards Chikorita is mind-boggling. Or your mind is gonna get boggled. I'll leave it there. It seems like I was hoping. Well, I was hoping, but I was trying to see if there was any sexist we can dunk on in the comments. But it seems like everyone's mostly nice. The dislikes were, I mean, like I said, the extension's kind of inaccurate, but either way. Closing thoughts. Closing thoughts. I'll say again, I appreciate the concept in the concept of the video in principle, and it seems like you're fighting a good fight. But I think the execution of the video, especially on a gameplay front, was less than stellar. And I would say if you're going to broach this sort of topic again, I definitely think that you should, definitely like towards the side of coming up with solutions. Because for me, I prefer solution-based discussions, you know? Like if you're going to tell people there's a misogyny problem, like what can they do to combat? I feel like I did a bit of job. I'm not going to lie necessarily. I feel like I did a bit of a good job telling people what they should do to my fellow men, what they should do to combat it than you did. And when it came to your gameplay section, I think that was like the main crux of the argument. I think that it ended up not being explored as much as I would like. So overall, solid. See me after class though, okay? Because we got some talking to do, and I'll leave it there.
24 hours later.
The hate I got from the Chikorita video was crazy by Cecily Loves Chikorita. I thought that you did a good job stating your case, but I think the issue was that when it came to the gameplay portion, which is as I said was the elephant in the room, I don't think you did a good job addressing that. I think you just skimmed over it and gave us the L skibbity and moved on, which I thought was very disappointing, which I think made it so that your video, at least for me, didn't nail the landing as well as you would like. So let's see what she has to say in this very quick follow-up, 5-minute follow-up. Let's see.
Chikorita video.
I was on stream, was it?
What can I say about it?
Hang on. Let me move aside, okay? When Cecily talks, we listen, okay? Let me move to the other side. I'm so lefty today.
That I didn't talk yet about in my social media. It's crazy. I never gotten so much hate for a video. And like,
I mean, did you not expect it? Like, let's be real. Like, did you? I don't mean to be a cunt, but like, if I'm gonna make a video, like, if I made a video, for example, is blank hate rooted in racism? Like, I know that's gonna get like people going, you know, because it's like a tense topic. Like, did you not know? Like, surely you knew, right? Come on.
I've been accused of rage baiting. I have been accused of,
as you do.
And like, it's insane because these people,
yes,
they will click on a video,
yes,
they will complain about the video, and then when you say, hey, maybe you didn't watch the video, like,
don't talk to these people! Why are you humanizing them? I'm yelling at the gamers, I'm yelling at the screen. I'm yelling at the screen gamers. No, Sicily, you're supposed to block them! No, you're supposed to kill them!
Of course I didn't watch the video. Why would I watch the video? And I'm like, my dude,
Get
my
out!
brother, my friend, just skip past it. Like, just look away from the screen.
That's not gonna happen. You're killing me. Listen, I'm turning sexist now, chat. I'm turning sexist. No, I'm not. I love women too much. Again, it's just this is always gonna happen. Like for me, FNXC music, FNXC. My mantra, gamers. My mantra has always been. It's always been gamers. It's always been the same. And I'll tell you that mantra as soon as the donor rolls.
I've said it before, but your channel and your content
Thank you so much.
permanently altered my brain chemistry for the better.
Real. Send a I wouldn't say she's dense, but she kind of. Hey, Moon Ghost, listen, be nice, okay? Well, you had one funny stream during the Alex Yard segment, and you think you're a hot shit, yeah, Moon Ghost? Be nice, okay? Be nice, be nice. What I will say though is like, listen, for me. I've said this before, chat. I'll just say it again, okay? The internet is the internet. The internet is inevitability. The question shouldn't be, how did people react? The question is, people are going to react this way. How do I counter-react? That should always, chat, that should always be your mentality when it comes to the internet. It's not, I can't believe people reacted this way. It's that I'm expecting people to react to this way, so when they do, what do I do? That's what it should be. You should be reactive. No, you should be proactive, not reactive when it comes to the internet. It's not like that's just not how it works. It's not how it works. It's not how it works. Again, with the Nintendo Land situation, I knew that by uploading that VOD and titling it as provocatively as I did, there'd be some Nintendo Land defenders in the comments. And what did I do, chat? The ones that were quite reasonable to me, that were like, hey, I like this video, but like, don't you think it's a bit much? To which I said, I don't like it. I get it. But the ones that were like, no, Moresty, you're a silly goose. I was like, go. Like, that's just how it is. That's how it goes. You know.
Like, you clicked on it.
Yes!
It appeared on your timeline. You wrote me a 5-paragraph
Yes!
comment.
Yes!
Only talking about things that I explicitly state out loud in the video.
A community like this has proven that I don't have my time wasting with people of bad faith. There are plenty of people like, yes, exactly. Like, that's just the thing. That's just the thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, there are a lot of people that are gonna actually give you genuine criticism. Why would you waste your energy on that? That's the thing. You only have so much energy in a day, chat. There's only so much energy in a day. Why would you waste it with people? You know what I mean? Yeah, if people call your names, right? The moment I skim a comment and I see someone calling me a name, I just ban them. It's not because like I can't handle the banter. Again, I'm a security guard. Of course I can handle the banter. It's just if you're not going to engage with me in good faith, I don't care. I don't care what you have to say. Well, are you saying that I have access to a block button for free? Like, I think, like, that's the thing that fucks with me, chat, okay? Like, every website, gamers, every website has a block button. Twitter has a block button. YouTube has the most powerful block button of all. Literally, the most power. You can ban someone, and they don't know they're banned. That is unbelievable. That maybe even ethically questionable, because ideally the person should know that they're banned. That's what maybe you could make the argument. I don't care, banned. But man, Chikorita!
My bro.
That's what I know!
Maybe this video is just not made for you.
She'd be happier off just making fun of these folks.
Real!
I quite enjoyed her video and think she was spot on, but these people are jokes.
Mm-hmm.
So laugh.
Again, I did think her overall analysis of the gameplay portion of Chikorita was weak, but again, I just don't get rid of these people. Just get rid of these people, because now you might say like, if I'm steel manning the opinion as best as possible, what someone like Cicely might say is, what if I argue with them and like get them to change their mind? To which I would say, while there might be the odd occasional person whose mind you can change by actually like talking to them, there are so few instances where it doesn't work, where I just don't. I think objectively it's just a waste of time. Do you know what I mean? Like maybe you might be able to convince one person, but there's another 99 people that are just going to hear what you say and just go and just like walk away or like harass you even more or troll you even more. Do you know what I mean? Like it's just not worth the effort. That's the issue. Is that whereas you like consistently might say, but I've had some people that I talked with that like I changed their mind. It's like yes. But that's like the needle in the haystack. You should be lucky that you found that needle. Does that mean? That's what I'm saying. I've had some instances where I changed the minds of some people, but I don't use that as a barometer to like gauge my overall internet discourse. Most of the time, it's a wash. It's a wash. So again, that's why when I want to change someone's mind, I see if they've extended an olive branch. Again, I think the Nintendo Land one is my favorite example. There was someone who was like, Moresty, I like the energy in this video, but did you really have to go after Nintendo Land? Again, he extended an olive branch. He was like, on the fence, to which I said, hey, I get your thing, but this is just a joke for me. I'm not taking this seriously. I'm gonna go back to my normal stuff after. To which they were like, cool, you see? Because they extended me an olive branch. But if someone's gonna be like, why? Just don't do it, man. Yeah, you can usually get the vibe from a glance if they change their mind. Like, yes, exactly. So it's a shame to see yet another content creator gamers fall for this, and I can understand if you feel like I'm a broken record, but this is a fight I'm genuinely passionate about, chat. This is like, when it comes to online discourse, I believe in maintaining your online mental health. That's something I want to fight for strongly, okay? The more people I see like this, the more we have to fight, okay? The more we have to fight, chat. I'm fighting the good fight, okay? They don't see people online as actual people. So if you say something they disagree with, they don't see your perspective as equal. Yeah, exactly. Like to a lot of people, you're just like a bulwark to beat. You know what I mean? Like, you're a punching bag to like wade punches at. That's what it goes. You know. Either way, let's continue. I won't pause too much more. Like, I'll keep it going.
And that's fine. But you are going to complain that I am going to explore themes of misogyny? People have told me that you cannot complain when men hate you if you are accusing them of hating you.
I mean this in the most nicest way possible, Cecily, right? But from every single woman I've ever spoke to in my life, and I mean this, chat, right? One of the biggest issues that women face is that they're constantly told to sit down and shut up. So were you like shocked that men told you to sit down and shut up? I'll be real with you. Like, one of the most powerful things you have is your voice. So we know, like, this is literally the Alex Yard logic in good effect, right? Because you're touching upon something that should be talked about, people are beating you down, telling you to sit down and shut up and stay in your lane. This is one of those things where you have to explore a bit more. So, like, are you gonna let the men win? No, seriously, go power, bro. You're gonna let the men win? Come on, don't let them win.
People have called me everything. I have received threats.
Of course you
that
did.
I never received in any video before.
Someone told me to kill myself a month ago. Come on, it happens. I'm sorry that happened to you.
And it is creepy. It is.
Yes, I'm sorry.
You cannot write this word. Misogyny is a forbidden word. You cannot talk about it. You
cannot. Don't talk about it. You need to talk. You need to talk about it. This is an important fight to fight for. Talk about it more. Women need to not shut up. You need to yell more. You guys need to yell more. You need to not shut up. You need to yell more, okay?
People
yell more.
Really angry. And for me, it's funny. Like, I find it funny.
I hope you do. I hope you're not taking this to heart.
From Brazil. I am a trans woman from Brazil. Like, I have heard stuff in my life. Like, I am mostly entertained. I find it funny because I almost feel like I have the gift of prophecy, because many times in the video for this I would just say, you know, for one of my favorite Pokemon, I will say things like something that the gaming community knows. Wait. Before you click out of the video, press the dislike button and leave a very impolite comment. I would just like to call your attention here to the title of this video.
Wait, okay, I think this is just naivete. Is it fair to call this naivete? People aren't going to listen to this. By the time, what was it? It's like the 2-minute mark. Most people have already seen the title and left a comment by now. Like, this is just naivety. I'll be real with you, Cecily. If you think that this is going to be the thing, there's a reason why. Because like some people have suggested to me, Moresty, why don't you like leave a disclaimer or something? Like, but like truly, like, no one, like the kind of person who's gonna see a VOD of mine where like I'm kind of like being critical of someone and go leave a nasty comment is not going to be it's not going to be swayed by me leaving a disclaimer. Does that make sense? That's just not going to happen. While I think it's important to, you know, make it clear that it's just your opinion, doing the whole wait, that's just naivety if you think that's going to change anything. It's just not. It's just not going to happen. I'm telling you. The kinds of people that are going to get angry at you are going to be angry at you regardless. All right, that's just naivety. I'll be real with you. I hope you've learned not to, or not necessarily not to disclaimer, but like just not to see that as like your silver bullet. You know, that's just kind of how it is.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, can't you see the title? But I'm blocking the title, aren't I? Should I stay in the middle? Here's the title, gamers.
Do you see it?
Middle Moresty.
It's a question mark. Am I saying that it's definitely surely rooted?
I think it's definitely Baby's first drama. The way, yeah, exactly. This seems like Baby's first drama. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it definitely feels that way.
In misogyny. No, I'm not. People have claimed that I say that it's definitely surely rooted in misogyny.
Yeah.
Am I saying that everyone who dislikes
Because the
Chikorita
kinds of people aren't
hates
going to
women?
listen. Okay,
No,
they're not going to listen,
people have claimed that I
Cecilia.
said that everybody that dislikes Chikorita hates
She's learning, guys. She's learning. You know what I mean? Just this is her first time, so you know.
Am I saying that you are legally obliged to like the same Pokemon as I do? No. People have commented that I said that you are legally obliged to like the same Pokemon as I do. Like, everything I talk about in the video, that like, I know what you're gonna comment. Every time I say something...
Well, in all fairness, Cecilia, at least after this, you get to say easily the most S-tier white people phrase possible. This ain't my first rodeo. I did the... should we do that later? The ranking white people phrases, you know what I mean? At least you get to say that now. This ain't my first rodeo. I mean, at least you get to say that now.
Thing like, I know what you're gonna comment. Either Chikorita, like Chikorita, same backline are allowed by.
And also, how far? Look, just to clarify, look at the time bar, like on my right. This is how far she's into her video trying to prove her point. No one has watched that far. I'll be real with you. Like the kinds of people you're talking about, yeah, they're not watching that far.
Chikorita sucks. It's the worst starter of all time. And in the comment section below, there will be a lot of people writing that what I'm trying to imply is silly. That Chikorita could never be a victim of misogyny because in the games, they have 80% chance of being male. Like, guess what? That's the most common comment I got from people that didn't watch the video.
Crazy, huh? It's crazy. Crazy game. Even as a guy that feels relatively sensitive to negativity, I still think it's easy for me to differentiate between people taking the piss and people making actual criticism. I feel like if you're going to be a critic, how big is our channel? That's is our main channel. So bigger than me, but not like a massive channel, like a low taper fade type channel. I would say like as you grow this, I mean she already knows this, but like ideally like she's learned this already. This was like a month ago. Ideally she's learned that, listen, the bigger you get, the more of a punching bag you become, the more people won't listen to your points, blah, 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 blah. You know how it is, right?
Like 87%, like my brother, dude, I go over that. Like, it's not...
Well, again, I agree she should handle this differently. When I know the other side is even worse, I empathize with it. Don't mistake my anger or like my like explosive like speeches for like a lack of empathy. I do empathize. What I'm trying to say is that like you're gonna run out of steam if this is how you react to every single time this happens. You're gonna run out of steam very, very quickly. That's the point I'm trying to get at. So it should all be about like mentally fortifying yourself so this doesn't happen again in the future. You know, again, baby's first drama. But what I'm saying is that like if in a month from now you make another video of this ilk and you make another follow-up video of this ilk, I will be very disappointed, Cecilia. Okay, you get one. Okay, you get one. That's what I'm saying. You get one. If I see another one, you're gonna see me after class. Okay.
Not like I don't know. Do you think I don't know? Do you think I wrote a 27-minute video without researching what the gender ratio for Chikorita is? And why is that important? Anyway, crazy. I know you all agree with me. I know you all seen what happened. Still, I think it's a great video. I think we need to talk about misogyny. What the hell?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, people will get triggered if you it's that word. It's that word. It's literally the word misogyny. If you use
you should say Chikorita is rude. You should own it. Yeah, literally. That's not I said it. You should own it. You should own it. You should totally own it. Honestly, own it. Honestly.
It people
own the chuds. Okay.
Thank you. If people have accused me of clickbaiting, accused me of rage baiting, accused me of hating men, they'll go crazy. And that's all I have to say about it. It's still very fresh. This video is from 3 days ago, so maybe I'm still too much in the moment to give as much insight as I did with the previous videos.
Yeah, I think so.
But it's just that, you know. But one thing that I'm happy about this
Men online, am I right, guys? Men online.
Video mostly is that
Men suck.
I feel like Among Us has been the mascot of this channel for a while.
Among Us?
I like that Among Us is kind of a mascot of this
Among
channel.
Us again?
But that's a bit of a... It's Wolfie's story, right? It's not mine. It's like... When I was distributing Trends
My
Right
favorite
Among Us
Pokemon
at
ever.
EYC, I'm like, okay, I'm distributing this, but, you know, this is literally Wolfie's Pokemon. Like, I just told the story. And now I'm happy that with this video, I might be reclaiming Chikorita as our mascot, as she is the mascot in the Discord channel, and I'm happy about that. Of course, Among Us, as I said...
I mean, I don't know. You should focus less on making Chikorita your mascot and making a better video, am I right? Way! The gameplay portion was lacking, but again, the harassment you received is obviously never justified.
Is the most important video on this channel. It will always be a very important video on this channel.
Among Us?
Like, it is definitely the one that got the ball rolling, that got this channel started, that make it so that I'm...
If we use women like coffee, what should we use for men, actually? What should we use? If it's women, like tea emoji or the coffee emoji, what should it be? Let's decide again. Let's decide.
After talking about...
How do we ruin it, men?
1.2 million views.
Men with a beard?
Put out 34
I like
videos.
it, I like it, I like it.
But...
Men.
I
like
really
it.
love Chikorita, and if I am known for loving it too much and for defending it online, then so be it.
If you are going to be known for defending Chikorita, it would have been better if you made a better video, I'll be honest with you. It would have been better if you made a better video. As I said, the gameplay portion was still lacking. Men be damned, okay? We all hate the men in your comments. In future, don't acknowledge these people, and make sure your videos are just that extra bit better, you know? And then we'll leave that follow-up there, games. We'll leave that follow-up there. I just wanted to cover that real quick. And we'll leave it there.